I am the director of variable compensation. I manage the entire variable component for a company on a global scale. It was being done through DocuSigns. Everything was like basically on an Excel spreadsheet. And then they did a Google Docs, make all the adjustments, PDF each one, and then manually send out one by one. So for the most part, when I joined, it was already done. But then mid-year, we had the whole territory adjustment, quota changes. So we had to redo that whole process again. And so it was really hard for us as a growing company because like Drata was growing like at lightning speed. And so we're like, okay, we need to be able to close up periods. We need to be able to create audit trails. And that wasn't possible. Things just kept changing. And so we had to track everything on Excel spreadsheet. I went to the Xactly user conference in 2024. And that was the first thing that just jumped out at me because I've always wanted like this layer where I can adjust data, not on the opportunity screen, but just something kind of separate. And I heard about CRM for sales. I was like, oh my God, okay, this is just like another layer that sits on top of opportunities and it's sitting in Salesforce. I can go in and I do all the edits where you can just kind of play around with that doesn't affect the integrity of the actual data that you're pulling in from Salesforce. So that was huge because it leaves an audit trail. And you can add notes and reasons and whatever, why you made the adjustment, why you made the change, why you moved it from one sales rep to the next. With CRM for sales, I'm able to go in and change that sales rep field to whoever is in that seat at the moment. And then it credits up the chain correctly. CRM for sales actually took away a lot of the shadow accounting piece for me as well as for the sales team. We don't want reps to focus on calculating their commission. We want them to be able to trust the data that they're seeing. And so we show them, all the credits, all the commissions, their commission rate, the details of everything. And then for me, when I first started, I do a lot of the adjustments and changes and all that in that CRM for sales layout. So everything is in there. I can see, I can click on an incentive, see the credits, how many people got credit on it, what was the credit amount. So I can do all my analysis through there. Trust that Xactly is going to calculate. It just provided me one place where I know that, okay, this data is from Salesforce, this data is from Xactly, and it's in one place where I can just look at both. I love working with Xactly folks from our AE. So professional, so good with just providing me all the information I needed to make the decision. It's not just Xactly for CRM, it's Xactly in general. When I first started, we only had sales calculated in the system. Everything else was like all on like spreadsheet, and that organization is 60% of the number of sales. It was being done on spreadsheets. It was on a different plan component. They were paid on a different period. It was like quarterly versus monthly. So everything was kind of like separated. So when we implemented Xactly, we just kind of took everything in. So we went from just managing sales to the whole sales org, customer success, business development, account management, everything. So everybody who has a variable component, so if they're 100% salary and they have any kind of variable component to their compensation, we put them all into Xactly. And it does a calculation. We can configure if they get paid monthly or quarterly when we put out the payout. And then also we are able to leverage the FX rate functionality. When I first started, we were just calculating everything in US dollars, sending everything to payroll in US dollars. And because we have people working internationally, the whole local currency thing became an issue because we would send out the payout in US dollars. The international payroll company converts it to local currency with the current rate. And then when they send us the invoice, they convert it back at that current rate. And then now we have a delta. Hey, we submitted this amount in US dollars. They send us an invoice in a different USD amount. With Xactly, we're able to create a process company-wide, use a consistent FX rate. And that's with like HR, with finance, with commissions, with RevOps. We just use the same rate and then we send the payout in local currency so that our international payroll company doesn't have to do any conversions. That really helped with the reconciliation with accounting at the end of the month, where, okay, well, this was the commission amount, this was the payroll amount, what was the delta. That's like a really huge piece that kind of saved us time and, energy. It was a pain.